Hey everybody, this is my review of the book The Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee book by Jerry Seinfeld. Uh, I'm a little bit biased because I've been a huge fan of Jerry Seinfeld for years, like almost everybody else. I don't really care that much for his actual stand-up. He's okay, but he's not my most favorite in the world. But his show, Seinfeld, was just one of the top, for me, best television shows in my life. And I found out about his show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, only by watching a few episodes on YouTube. And I fell in love with his show. He's got interviewing comedians having casual conversations, unscripted, talking about different things. And it was such a brilliant, pleasant show. I like it just as much as his Seinfeld television show. And this book is a collection of little snippets of information that they've gone over in the show with other comedians. I think he's done like 84 episodes, and I'll give you a list of the comedians in a minute. But the book has different chapters. My favorite was probably the growing up, getting started, and the getting older, and the miscellaneous section. They were all good, but those were my favorites, I think. The funniest part of the whole book was when Seinfeld went to the coffee company, Starbucks, and asked them if they would like to sponsor the show, and he met with them twice, and they told him both times that they just couldn't see any connection of their company with a show about comedians in cars getting coffee. So I just thought that was so funny. It's full of funny moments. And one of the best parts about his television show, Getting Comedians in Cars, is it was the first time I got to see Jerry Seinfeld laugh, because on his television show, Seinfeld, you never actually saw him laugh. But when he was in the show with other comedians and started breaking up, it was just a wonderful thing to see someone who had made me laugh for so many years actually laugh himself. And it was it's a warm show, and it's a funny show. It's a bright show. The different comedians are just such a huge selection. Some of them, actually, I'm not familiar with their work at all. I don't know every single comedian in the book that is here, but I do most of them. I'm familiar with a lot of their work. President Obama, for some reason, was in there, and like I said, it's full of snippets of casual conversation and very funny, very revealing. If you like comedy, if you like comedians, this is probably one of my favorite. I think the Steve Martin book that he wrote about comedy is probably my favorite, but I think this has to be number 2. Steve is in here, like so many of my favorite comedians, and some of my least favorite. One of the other funny things is how sometimes Seinfeld is he's kind of funny with other comedians. Like, I like when he's talking to Steve Colbert, and Steve was talking about how when he was poor, he would even spend money on books when he didn't have money or for food or whatever, and he would have to go buy this book. And Seinfeld was not so pretentious. I enjoyed that. If you like comedy, and if you like comedians, if you like Seinfeld, it's a no-brainer. And there's some beautiful cars, extraordinary, beautiful cars, and it's so nice too to see him talk with some people who have already passed on. Don Rickles, Norm Macdonald, so many others have actually passed away since. Gary Shandling, since he wrote this book and had the television show. But Larry David, Ricky Gervais, Brian Regan, Alec Baldwin, Joel Hodge. I'm not familiar with Joel's work. Bob Einstein, Barry Martyr, same thing. Colin Quinn, Mario Joyner, Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks, Michael Richards was my favorite episode. Sarah Silverman, David Letterman, Gad Amala, Don Rickles, Seth Meyers, Chris Rock. I love Chris Rock. Louis C.K., Patton Oswalt, Jay Leno, Todd Berry, Tina Fey, George Costanza. Howard Stern, Sarah Jessica Parker, George Wallace, Robert Klein, Aziz Ansari, Jon Stewart, Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, Bill Burr, Colin Bollinger, Fred Armisen, Allie Wentworth, Jimmy Fallon, Julia Louis Dreyfus. That photo of her is so beautiful. She's such a beautiful woman. Steve Harvey, Jim Carrey, Bill Maher, Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, Barack Obama, Steve Martin. I love Steve Martin. Kathleen Madigan, and Chuck Martin. Gary Shandling, Sebastian Maniscalco, Will Ferrell, Jim Gaffigan, Margaret Cho, Judd Apatow, J.B. Smoove, Lauren Michaels, John Oliver, Kirsten Wiig, Norm MacDonald, Cedric Tanner, Louis Black, Christopher Walsh, Bob Weinstein, Jerry Lewis, Dana Carvey, Kate McKinnon, Alec Baldwin, Brian Regan, Ellen DeGeneres, Zach Galifianakis. I like Zach. John Mulaney, Dave Chappelle, Neil Brennan, Tracy Morgan, Hassan Raj, Melissa Villaseñor. I ruined her name. Melissa Villaseñor. I still ruined her name. Sorry, Melissa. Sebastian Maniscalco. I thought we already did him. Seth Rogen, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Ricky Gervais. I guess they've done him more than parts 1 and 2. Okay. Matthew Broderick, Martin Short, Bridget Everett, Maria Joyner, Barry Martyr, and Jamie Foxx. So, yeah, that's quite a collection. I wish they could have gotten like Jonathan Winters, Robin Williams, and so many other people that have gone. Imagine that. So, yeah, it's a beautiful book. Well done, well written, well designed. And go get it from your library. Because as you remember from that Seinfeld episode, why would people have books in their house? Now, go get it any way you can. Go ahead, get the book. It's a wonderful book. And it's a pleasure. And it's a warm book. It's a fun book to read. And, yeah, I recommend it. 4.5 stars out of 5. The only reason I didn't give it 5, I don't know why. But you know what? Let's give it a 5. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5. Thumbs up.